Season 2. Of course, multiplayer cars, and we're here at Austria tonight. Nice and shiny. So good weather so far to start qualifying. Of course, we don't know what's going to happen later on. Maybe, just maybe, someone might be nice enough to give us a weather report. We'll just see about that. Of course, as I said, multiplayer cars. No stream last week, unfortunately. One of the guys did stream a bit. Not sure who watched that. Bit of a last minute thing, but yeah, this week we're back to normal. My co-commentator still missing in action. Some issues with connecting online. Ever since this whole thing with the new PlayStation updates and the whole party thing, what. So, unless you get that sorted, I don't know how quick it will be before we see him back on track. Well, back in the comms box at least, talking about track action. Anyway, we're here. It's 16 minutes still left. A couple of guys already out, as you can see. So let's see who can do what. Of course, as always, sir, in my luck, no car sounds in qualifying 1, so no change there. So we'll just wait for Q2 to get that. Of course, not Maverick back in the permanent seat this season. Not one of the reserves like last season. Of course, part there of Team Project GGR. Of course, not Maverick. Then also, as you can see, teammate there is Legend. As you can see, livery is pretty much the same. And RZDV, the third man there. Still in the pits, but he's the third man in that team. Of course, we're in other teams here. Just like the last time we ran multiplayer cars, we're still not on track yet, but the Judge and Gafpic there is in the team. Of course, RQR Esports. Third man there is Voss. There's a bit of connection issues tonight, so hopefully we can see him later. Then also we got Steven, who's making his debut tonight. Not going to qualify. He's going to start at the back. One of the rules here, when you start midway or after the season started. Of course, his teammate there to EH Boucher, all part of the Black Mambas. Then we have Wes Hawk, of course, teammates there with Chen and Jean. Unfortunately, his two teammates not here tonight. Not sure about Chen, but Jean unfortunately have other matters. He will be back next week. Of course, JCW Racing. Of course, then we got Quentin. He's a substitute racer, substituting for Kunrad tonight. Him, Vino, and Safwan Ronald. Of course, no price for getting right. The name says it all. All three's got that Safwan in front of the name, so they're all part of one team. Vino just with a slightly different livery. Don't exactly have the same livery as them, so that will still be fixed as we move on. The Judge on track. Also a team that decided, looks like it, to change the livery a little bit. Of course, just change it from the original design a little bit, but no biggie. At least you can see they're all part of a team. Nismax, of course, here standing in, is also one of the reserve drivers this season. Normally part of a regular setup here, 10B. He's standing in for Not Sebastian, who's currently away on work matters. Of course, all the way in Cape Town for work. Now, Nismax, of course, standing in with Muno, his teammate to Not Fernando, Not Aston Martin Racing. Nismax adopting the color scheme, slightly different, but no biggie there, but nice to look a little bit different. But yeah, that's the Aston Martin boys there. Well, not Aston Martin Racing. The other teammate, of course, not Kimi. He's just running a bit late, so he might still make it in time for the race itself. So that's pretty much the teams for this season. No stream last week where they were officially introduced, hence we're doing it round 2 tonight. Guys, a couple of guys here as always putting in the effort, making the liveries look very nice. So you can see the purple and the green here, and of course a bit of pink. As we all know, from next year on, the Racing Point cars will be known as Aston Martin Racing. Funny enough, ironic, the name here, not Aston Martin, very Aston Martin racing, but still that's not an Aston Martin engine that's under that, nor is it a chassis. Of course, we all know Mercedes power that racing point, and that's the team ultimately becoming not Aston, well, becoming Aston Martin, sorry. So we don't know, maybe, just maybe going forward Aston can become an engine builder of their own for F1, we never know. Of course, now with Honda also pulling out in the near future, pretty much Renault, Mercedes and Ferrari in the works with engine suppliers. Well, so far as you can see, Safwan Quinton still fastest there, 103.8. Safwan Ronald second, and then we know all three Safwan boys in front. But of course, this is just kind of like a dress rehearsal. We'll not see the true pace of a couple of guys as yet. We'll only see that as time progresses. Just 13 drivers on the grid tonight. But we might have another one or so to hopefully joining before the race start. And of course, as it is now, unless somebody crash out, all 13 drivers will make it through to qualifying 2. So it's just to get a bit of some lap in, just to get a feel for the track, etc. Gav pick the invalidated lap. Of course, one of the fixes that was put in with a recent patch is the drivers are not able to steal a quick lap, if I can put it like that. Where I've seen it before in some streams, doing live, doing a hot lap, coming out, timer on the clock runs out, and then you still go over the line after the clock ran out and still able to finish that lap, which should not be the case. I do understand that's been fixed, so I'll just keep an eye on that. Just over 10 minutes to go, still invalidated lap here for Gav Peak, so still to post a time. The judge is on his way out. Couple of guys in the 104s, but like I said, no need now to really push. Just feel a bit for the track. It all starts really in Q2 when the three bottom drivers basically will be eliminated. Only the top 10 goes through to the last Q session. Ooh, and someone really goes wide there just to get out of the way of a faster car, risking his car, but luckily nothing serious happened. Must say I like this whole purple green design, came together all nicely. I should be back to green flags again. Yes, for black mambas of course, yeah, EH Boucher. Guy racing with him tonight is Steven. But of course, as I said, Steven will not go out in qualifying due to the rules here. Okay, and I see the viewers went up to 3rd. So I hope a few guys come in, and for those watching, please, as always, post your comments there. Always nice hearing from you guys and be part of a chat. Makes it also easier if I can. Also not so lonely when you're doing this all by your lonesome. Always just going off track there to get the faster car to come through. Last thing you want is to impede another driver. Couple of guys actually back in the pit here. 2 going out, Maverick going out again. Nismax of course haven't posted a lap as yet. Of course, this is just maybe for practice, but you always run the risk of losing it, and then that's goodbye with qualifying. All safe, as I said, all 13 will go through. Last thing you want is to crash out, then you will not go through to the next session. Let's see what Not Maverick can do. Just riding on board here, see if we can perhaps get a few purple sectors in here, because that would obviously be the only reason, just to get in amongst those guys there. Gafpick, of course, he got in amongst those Safwan boys. Not much between him and Ronald though. Of course, the one big thing this season, there is actually a small prize up for grabs for the winning team. So the constructors that win, those 3 drivers basically will each receive a sponsored t-shirt. Unfortunately, it is limited to the races in South Africa only, due to obviously, you know, the whole thing about postage and COVID and so forth happening. But still a nice gesture, sponsored of course by Project TGR. Thanks for that, David. So yeah, t-shirts up for grab for the winning team, so at least something to race for this season. And of course, not to mention the pride in the bragging rights. Some of the guys obviously do it just to have that bragging rights. The legend also out on track. Whoa! Just not what you wanted. How he did not crash that car there. That was a huge impact, and only the front window went. Kinda lucky, because he could have so easily ended this qualifying. Yeah, don't see anyone else really going out, and makes sense. So obviously Legend will come back in to change that wing, but I don't see him going out again. No need to. Obviously also saw how close he got to not being able to qualify further. And enough RZDV decided to go out, as well as the judge. Wonder why. Even Gafpick retired, and he's notorious for going out the last moment when he don't need to. Of course, Austria was also one of my favorite tracks, which, of course, guys who've been around for a while will also understand the original Austrian Grand Prix layout. I think that's where it all started, that long part, also going through the woods like the old Hockenheim. Fortunately, the new Hockenheim as it is today, don't really fancy it. I like those old long stretches through the wood, and I see RZDV managed a purple first sector. Surely this is just for some bragging rights or stuff, because I don't see why you don't need to. Not at this stage at least. Of course, also a previous TNB champion. So was Ronald, Gafpick, Not Maverick, and there's Max. So a couple of previous TNB champions here on the grid tonight. Hallo Nissie, ek skinder nou net van jou. What can RZDV do? Coming around for final corner. Keeping it together and improves to fourth. but it's also to explore, so grip and so forth. But yeah, I know why you're doing it, but I don't want to risk it all. You can't go for that pole shootout if you're not in the last session. Not Maverick, just on his way there. Unfortunately, no weather report so far. Ronald aka Boinky is fast asleep tonight. So is RZDV. Normally 2 of the 3 that I can rely on the weather report. Of course, the third one not racing this season. He's on the reserve list, but so far, race 2, no appearances yet as a reserve. Thanks, Ness. Ness is just making up for those other guys ignoring us. Nesmax is confirming it's going to be a dry race. Not Maverick retired. RDV's back in the pits. You can just see the car being wheeled in. Okay. You're just saying that before something goes wrong. Nesmax just saying that's how he was told, so yeah. But we see, of course, nothing like a bit of rain to spice things up, just like it is in real life. But rain is always a game changer. Right, so that's pretty much the session here, except for the judge. Going very slow as well. Only guy out on track, everybody else pretty much retired, and so 4, okay, make it, well, yeah. Well, Judge actually retired, so it's only the 4 guys on the pits, and they retired, and there we go, end of the session. 3 minutes to spare. Well, if you count all that extra time and stuff, coming, of course, with the extra 3 minutes, counting down while the guys take their time to retire. Of course, just confirmation where they ended, but no, nothing major at this stage. Not going to go through it at this time, just a dress rehearsal. Waiting, of course, for the next session, and then ultimately Q3. That's where all the fun and games are, and of course when all the sandbags get dropped. Yeah, and this there, you kind of lose it when you don't race anymore, ne? Of course, nice to have Nessie here, one of the reserves. I think this is the first time ever since I've been part of Team B, and I mean that's a good 2-3 years now. First time that I see Nismax not being one of the regulars, and he went on the reserve list this season. But nice, the race 2 and he's already pitching up, so always good. And there we go, we finally got some background noise so we can hear the cars as well this session. Who's going to blink first? There we go, just confirmation as well, no rain there from the Turbos and Bullets admin. Still no cars going out, so nobody's in a hurry, funny enough. Of course, as mentioned, all 13 cars made it through. Bottom 3 will be eliminated after this session. Hello, Radio Girl! Yay, finally, there's a regular. Nesmax, nou wacht ik net vir jy weet. Right, and we finally got some action. Because we got Legend on his way out and not Maverick, so both TGR, well, 2 of the 3 TGR boys out. Oh, there we go. Now Legend's not going to be lucky. This time his luck ran out the car again. But yeah, just the back end stepping out. We're not sure if he actually weaved a bit, but you could see he touched grass there. Just one wheel there clipped the grass as he took that corner. And that was enough to send the back end stepping out, and then he couldn't get the car under control, and that pretty much is it. Nice to see you back there, Radio Girl, and I see you sneaked in on the Discord chats as well. unless somebody is impersonating you. No, the only stalker is actually on track, well, sitting in the pits for now. If you call yourself Mrs. Judge, then I can actually call him Mr. Radio Girl. Couple of guys still in the pit, so the guy's not in a hurry really to get on with session 2. No, all good, no problem, just making sure. Yeah, because some funny things happened, hence we tightened up security and stuff, basically. Some guys actually tortured Judgy a bit, tested his temper, but they are all good. That's all sorted, so nice to see you actually joining in. I did say hi, I'm not sure if you caught it there on the social group. But yeah, the stream links are actually also on there. Thank you for that. I will call him Mr. Radio Girl, but I know what his response will be to that comment, knowing the chat. Right, and finally Force has joined, so finally he got some workaround on his internet. Oh, okay, so you know the whole story, yeah. Okay, so Judgy told you. No, but that's weird, it's just creepy, some people. All those weird ones out there. Gav Pig now already in the 103, his first lap, 103, where he took several laps, well, did a few laps in the first session, so the sandbags are coming off. Oh, yes, yeah, thanks for that, I completely forgot about that. That was actually also part of a tightening up that was done by the admin guys. As it is at the moment, only the racers pretty much have rights to comment on the social. After that whole harassment issue, things got tightened up, so also you can't just jump in on the channel, you have to verify your details like your number, and if you don't do that, you can't even watch a stream or so on the channel. Yeah, so thanks to that creepy ass, unfortunately that resulted in us changing a few things. Now, if you're not a race, unfortunately there's no chat right, basically, if I can put it like that. But nonetheless, you're always welcome. And there is one of the tabs, I think the rig one or something, you can actually see, you will be able to post comments in that one if you want to post some comments in there. No, I believe you did verify, otherwise it wouldn't have allowed you to join. Judge is still sitting there in the pit, so of course is Steven. He's not going to qualify. Nesmax still in the pit as well, pretty much anyone else out there, and RZDV on his way out. You need to chat there to Mr. Radio Girl. You need to organize all that stuff. He's very quiet lately. Ooh, Gav Pig retired. Looks like he came into the pits and retired, so it's not like he crashed or something. So he's really happy with his lap. Nothing more to be done. 103.7, that will definitely put him through to the next session. They can really go out and put in the effort in the next session. As we get this going so we can see the different strategies he had play. A couple of guys already decided on the mediums, going for the longer first stint. Of course, also important to make sure that you get that clean getaway. Don't want to make contact and then have that setup or that strategy all go down the drain. Just over 8.5 to go, and still no Judge on track. Vino back in the pit. The West looked like also a bit of invalidated laps there. Coming back, maybe changing the tires, go out again. He's still hanging out in the pits, but shy to make his appearance as yet. Boucher also retiring there. You know what, he might be on crack, I don't know. He's a bit weird, if I can. He's not himself. Like I say, he's very quiet lately, not so his usual talkative self. So maybe it's crack, and that's why he's not on track yet. Very unusual for him to leave it late to go out. Unless, of course, he's doing a bit of a different strategy tonight. Probably, eh? That's if he listens and follow the stream, like he occasionally does. Already be on his way to what he can do with those harder tires. Force just having honeymoon issues. Of course, Jadji will know that comment where that's coming from. Of course, it's Jadji who started with that old saying. RGTB currently in third. Not a bad lap here on those mediums. Reno on his way out. Everyone else in the pit. Okay, we got not Fernando out on track as well. Trying, didn't add this yet as one of those days. But of course, for commentary also, you know, it takes preference. That's a commitment. Not Fernando, looks like he's going to come in, or not. No. Just came into that corner very early. It looks like he dived into the pit lane side. So Fifi on the soft. And Nismax retires again. Also not without a lap time. So this time he will not make it through. Safe to say Legend and Nismax will be two of the three guys eliminated after this session. Unless of course nobody crash out. Only the top 10 going through. Boucher would hope that nobody beats that time, otherwise he might be the third one. Fernando coming into the pit as well, and still no judge. 4.5 minutes to go and still no judge on track. You know, for real out there, he's third on the medium, but already 3 laps done, taking a bit of life out of those mediums. Judgy, where are you? Going completely different tonight. Still just being on track at this moment. I wonder where's that guy Devon. Normally he picks up in the comments section when he don't commentate. And I wonder if he will actually get that piece of him sorted out. And if he know how to. But yeah, it's been a roller coaster few days since that new update in software. A couple of guys not happy with that. Not sure what PlayStation were thinking, but anyway, we know now in the pits and no one going out. Of course, Steven is also not going to post a time because he's not supposed to. So technically speaking, when there's Nismac Legend and Steven, so Boucher should be safe. And we know now also did enough, he's safe as well. Just over 2.5 to go, and finally Judge decides to take to the track. Left it very late. But in theory he should just post a lap and he will actually go to Q3. Because there's 3 guys who would not have a lap, so Steven should have just clicked retired, but I'm not sure he's aware of that. Of course, very first time with TNB. Let's see what Mr. Radio Girl can do. See his racing suit and helmet, as you can see. Funny enough, even if you look at some of the colour in there, it's actually matching the not Aston Martin boys. If you look at their car livery. But Judge's race suit is actually matching him, so Judge, maybe a not Aston boy key undercover. And we at the 1.5 minutes to go stage. Yeah, he's probably going to tell me his famous sentence for that. But yeah, we're used to it. And I know he likes to give us the finger, but I call it his approval sign, so when you get the finger, then you know you're doing something right. Yeah, something like that, yeah. Judge is just sometime and actually going to be Q3, come on. And it's very purple first sector. Because Judge will only go on track. I see no, not Mavericks actually also there. Judge just left himself enough time for 1 lap. Gonna put it all into this lap. There we go, Steven, he's retired. He's retired, so it's just one more session for him to wait when he can finally get his first race or first racing underway with us. Judge coming around for final corner now. You will have enough time still to do another lap if need to. Just a little bit of grass there on the exit. Post a lap. Currently 9th, but that's fine. That will still see him through to the next session. Because there's still those guys that's not going to make it through to the next session. Might have all 4 of those who didn't post a time actually not make it through. So, well called Judge just to post a lap. We'll make it through to Q3. I think he might just make it, yeah, there we go, he's just going to pull off and retire because he knows he's done enough. Let's see what not Maverick. He's probably just going to finish. There we go, just like I said. Knowing he's the only one on track, Judge just retired on track, so nothing harmful. I know the rule says go to the pits and retire, but there's nobody on track anymore. Last guy on track's in front of him and he's anyway coming into the pits, so all good. We're just waiting for not Maverick to retire and this session will be over. Hello Steven, and yeah, again officially now on the stream as well we can say welcome to TNB. Of course it's just tonight that you're not allowed to qualify as you already, you joined after the season started, but from next week of course you can qualify as normal when you do the full race setup. There we go, just confirmation. Indeed, those 4 guys who posted no times. But Steven actually, funny enough, still shows as he's going to go through, so he's just going to need to retire again, because he's not allowed to qualify. So it will be pretty much 9 drivers competing for that pole position shootout. I think Judge will be happy in 9th place. Make it through to the 3rd session. And there we go, Mr. Kimi has joined. He made it in time. He did say he's going to miss qualifying. Of course, nothing wrong with starting at the back. We saw it so often before, the guys coming from the back and winning races, or ending on, on the on the podium. So nothing wrong with that. So he has the ability to take it all the way. Done it before himself. There we go. Steven just hit retire. So the 9 guys gonna basically go all out. Oh wow, Force League Racing, jene Force, jy nou jou eie league. Force, mag ek maar die betekenis van jou spanse naam op die stream gee? I was asking Force if I can actually explain what RQR Racing stands for. But then again, Mrs. Judge might know the meaning of RQR. After all, it is Mr. Judge that suggested the name. And of course, Judge is also the steward representative for that team. Of course, doing the steward decision a little bit earlier, a little bit different this season as well. Instead of just having the usual stewards panel, each team actually now this season have a representative on the stewards panel and partake in the discussions with the stewards. Now I prefer the Afrikaans version. Rooi lorry, geel lorry, rooi lorry, geel lorry, rooi lorry, geel lorry. We know also now on the out lap, couple of guys already on the hot laps. Just got Bouchy, Judgy and Gaffbeek sitting in the pits, and as I say that, Judgy is on his way out. So yeah, it's going to be so interesting. We didn't have any incidents last week, but nice having the team representatives there on the stewards panel. Of course, when one of the team members or himself, well, in this case Judge being part of his team, so if Judge or any of his team members are involved in an incident, of course, Judge are not allowed to make any recommendations and so forth on that. You're not allowed to get involved when your team is is up for review, if I can put it like that. But yeah, just doing it slightly different, of course, a bit of a price as well this season. Just, changing it a little bit. And of course, the guys also like the multiplayer cars. Last time we did it, last season, Vinci, in F1 2019 was successful. And that is also where the point system as we use today started. And that ends up making things quite close. And Judgy starts his hot lap. Quinton a 103.5 with RZTV on a 103.8. Not much there. Ronald 104.3. But of course I expect those times to drop even further. It's only just over 8 minutes in. Nog op die stream, boy. As jy is, laat weet hoe sy internet nou, as hy stable. Let's see what Gapik's teammate can do. Funny enough, at SSR he drives with a number 1 on his car. the Bentley on the first day and the BM on a Monday, and on Friday night so he's got a number 2. Of course, Judge staying to his faithful 13, but then again Force is also 13. Funny enough, both 13s in the same team, not for the first time. Oh wow. Gaffney slots it in second, but again, as you can see, between him, RZDV and Quentin, there's not much. A couple of guys going to start going out for their next stint. Would have come in, put in a few drops of fuel, new boots, and give it one more go. One of those guys, not Fernando, is about to come around and start his next go at it. I still love this green and purple, how it came out. Get you back in the pits. Bit of a moment there for Ronald, deciding to become the most expensive lawnmower in the world. And here comes the supporters now. For those of you just joined, welcome. Nice having you. Feel free to post your comments there in the comment section. Always nice to hear from you guys. Thank you to Radio Girl for the comments, just keeping the stream going, and of course keep me going. It's kind of lonely when you do it alone, sometimes boring, and no offense to the drivers. Of course, don't know when Devon will be back. The moment he's also missing out on races at SSR, and trust me, he loves the ACC. For him to miss a race when you know there's something seriously wrong. Still just those 3 guys in the 103s. Vino with a very slow lap, so that's definitely not a true reflection of what he can do. Just playing mind games perhaps with the opposition. 4 minutes to go. Finally plays his hand, went faster than his teammate, also 103.5, but as you can see, that is close. So we got 4 guys now in the 103s. What is commentary? Oh, and now Vino decides to follow his teammate's lead and also go mow a bit of lawn there. Now don't worry, Radio Gold, they don't need to hear the commentary to know it. It's no secret. 3 minutes to go. Capik in the pits, RDV is out. Can someone else challenge for that pole? Vino and Quentin, at the moment it's a SAF 1 lockout in front. Aha! I'll leave that to you. Still need to figure out a way to get you on the comms for a TNB. Would be awesome to have you one night in the comms section. But nowadays how party setups work with the new update is a bit of a slip. So yeah, why not use Discord? We'll just need to figure it out. Understand with Xbox it is actually compatible with Discord, so you can do your party chats and stuff on Discord while doing your gaming. So yeah, you never know. And there we go. Safwan Quinton responds to his teammate and he goes faster. 1034. Gafpik is on his way out. Can he smash it at the last possible moment? Judgy, his teammate, just getting out of the way for him. Judge obviously on the outlap. No hot lap as yet, a bit early. Just started, well, went out. RGTV will be invalidated lap, just pushing a little bit too hard. It's only Devon. Devon is harmless. All Devon is good with, really, the only threat he is the threat to his tap. Him and tap water, coffee. So he likes to threaten his tap, that's the only threat. Otherwise he's as calm as can be. You can do what you want, you don't get him to even blink. I think maybe Gafpik and Maverick, but Maverick did mention earlier today he's not that fast compared to what the other guys have posted. Let's see, maybe have something in store for the last moment. And it's like the last time you were on here and we started playing music, I got warned, yeah, be careful of that heat. We're gonna block the stream, so yeah. One thing about playing music in the background, we tried it before, but unfortunately those algorithms of YouTube, if they pick up something copyright, that's it, your stream is blocked. Gafpik with a purple second sector. But then he went and invalidated his lap. Went fast and then invalidated, so he's just going to have to bring it around, keep his head, keep it under control. He's got one final go. What can he make of it? What can he do? Not Maverick slowing down, so that is pretty much that. Not Maverick also got into the 103s, 103.8. Funny how the teammates competing with each other. It would have been interesting to see if Force was here, if he was able to join. Unfortunately, he joined late due to connection issues. It shows invalidated, so it looks like this lap was also invalidated by Gafpik, so he will stay in third unless somebody can dethrone him there from third place. Nobody really going fast. Unless RGTV guy can do something about it. Maybe, yeah, why not? RGTV coming back into VIT, so that's not going to change. Not Maverick also, so that's also not changing. The judge, he's going to come around, finish his lap, also had a invalidated one, so he remains. So we pretty much confirmed Gafpik comes around, but obviously that's not going to be an improvement. We all know already. So we basically, as it is, that's our confirmation of how they will line up on the grid. We got Safwan Quinton on pole, Vino second, Gafpik is going to start in third, not Maverick fourth, RGTV fifth. And we'll have Safwan Ronald in sixth, not Fernando seventh, EH Boucher in eighth, the judge in ninth, and of course Steven no time set. Confirmation of how they ended, just as we said, so not running through that again, we already have that. Now it's just bring on the race, and that's obviously a real fun and game start. So let's see who can do what, and what can those guys on the harder tires do. Ooh, wow, a bit of gloomy there. but it was confirmed that we have a dry race. Of course, just waiting for everybody to set up their race strategies there. Of course, once the first person is ready, the counter will start, and then it's either when everybody's ready or the counter runs out, whichever occurs first. As long as the balloon's got helium in. There we go, formation lap underway. You can just see the different strategies starting on. Mixed strategy also between the two boys that joined a bit later. Of course, not Kimi there from not Aston. Fosse from R2R. Still didn't respond to me asking the question. No, it's done on purpose. Just muted there a bit. I thought you had some background noise here. Having the godchildren over this weekend can be getting, you know what it's like with little toddlers. Nice to see these extra two boys, Foss and Kimi, able to join. So it means we at least have 15 races on the start of the grid. Let's hope the internet on Foss side keeps up so you can at least do the entire race. No points unfortunately for dropping out in the beginning or middle sector, well, part of the race at least. Through into the last sector now. So far everybody's still going, nobody hit anybody, so no disqualifications on the formation lap. Yeah, true that, eh? And he will obviously tell me my whatever, so I'm going to say it. He's also the size of a toddler. Or as I like to refer to him sometimes, a shorty P. Nah, don't worry. He knows what's good for him, so he'll be nice to you. Right, just waiting for the final cars to come up. Just reforming the grid here. Just waiting for those last two guys. Here we go. And we're just going to watch here for the lights here. And it's go! Good start there from Quinton. Vino also sticking inside. Maverick with a brilliant start, but not going to make a difference there. Gafpick alongside. Gafpick can go on the outside, put him in under pressure. Not yielding, he's going to go, made it stick, and Gafpick is into second. Maverick there, he stays in fourth. Vino's going to come back at Gafpick there on the inside. A bit of contact there. That puts Gafpick actually out. Not Maverick with a better drive, taking advantage of the situation. Gafpick also being under pressure here from Ronald. Not Fernando, meantime also there fighting with RZDV. Gafpick, luckily no front wing damage or anything like that. Doesn't look like Vino also got any damage. Bit of contact there in that corner, but they both got away with it. Gafpick just lost a few places, but now already a 3-second time penalty for warnings. Multiple warnings in fact. Overcomes with a rolling pin. Must say Kimi also with a brilliant start there on the mediums. Already up into 8th place. scrappy start if I can with gap pick as well. So things not going as according to plan for RQR, but so far solid there from the judge. Gap pick in front there of Ronald. The moment, not very much there, no action in front. Quentin just stretching his lead there. Vino not able to hold on to his teammate. He's also have to fight off there. Just seeing them, not Maverick just staying there with Vino. Also these two had some battles last week. Of course Vino won the opening race with Not Maverick finishing second. Not Maverick also got the driver of the day event. RGDV and not Fernando here battling. Oh, and RGDV went off track. Losing places here, the judge are through, Steven is through. Steven also now running down in 8th. Kimmy up to 7th behind his teammate. Wonder how hard these two will fight each other. Of course, Vino also must say is on the mediums compared to his teammate in front, and Not Maverick is also on the soft, so hence he can stay with him. Steven just keeping these two knots, well, not Aston Martin Racing Boys, or I almost said not sober. That was of course the previous team name when we did multiplayer cars. Steven just keeping these two honest. Akimi will look, he's now ever so closer. DRS, and he's going to get DRS again. Steven just braking a little bit later, staying on the outside. What can Kimi do? Much better drive out. He's going to put his teammate under pressure. He's coming on the inside. Steven's also going to fancy a go. But Kimi is through. Steven not at that stage, but the judge is also there. At the moment, a four-way battle there for 6th place, but Kimi should be able to pull away from his teammate now. He's in a bit of clear air, gap in front there, 4 seconds, so a bit of clean air for him, enough to just keep going. Already starting to take some time out there from Ronald, closing the gap. One had the feeling this would happen once he get past his teammate. As you can see, there's already a bit of a gap emerging. He will also give his teammate some DRS there now to counter Steven. Of course, not Fernando will just have to drive to keep up with that. Oh, and Vino made a mistake, dropped down to 5th. But allows Gaff pick through as well as Not Maverick, as well as his teammate, and Kimi is through into 5th. Kimi having a brilliant opening stint here. From 16th on the grid already up to 5th place. And gaining on Ronald. Driving you with Ronald, as you can see. Just 3 seconds, already a second out of there. You can see the two knots, Aston boys coming through. Can Not Maverick go after Quinton? They're both on the same set of tyres. Gapic with another 3-second time penalty, so that's already 6. Not doing himself a world of favours with the penalties. Of course, just a reminder that corner cutting is on strict. Gappy coming into the pits, very early stop, not sure if he perhaps picked up some damage. That will allow Ronald through as well as Kimi. Ronald on the mediums, Kimi still took out another second out of him, getting ever so closer to Ronald. Of course, Kimi on the mediums, he can have a longer stint, but also keep in mind, it's not a very abrasive track. You can do easily up at what, 25, 26 laps on the set of softs. So in comparison to that, that is definitely a very early stop there for Gapic, and he's now literally at the back. His teammate's a bit behind him. The judge down to 11th, so things really going backwards for RQR at the moment. Legend and Waste just fighting here. Legend pushed just a bit wide there. The judge obviously just have a first glance of that. Legend losing a few places. The judge and Boucher got through. Hakimi getting closer, virtually in DRS range. Ronald not able to keep up with the guys in front. It's also a matter of those guys in front who can look after their tyres the best. Oh, not Fernando at the moment, he's at the back. Oh, and we know now with a 3-second time penalty. Not Fernando sitting there in the gravel trap, not moving at the moment. You need to get going, otherwise, there we go. I was just about to say you need to get going, otherwise. But yeah, disqualified, parked in a dangerous location, so that's the end of not Fernando's race. Gap a little bit stagnant now in front. Quinton just staying in touch with Quinton. So I said both on the same set of tyres with the softs. So whoever can look after the tyres the best can push the stint a bit further. But yeah, here's the real thing, not Kimi, a man on a mission. Ronald, the other Southern boy's gonna feel it. Quinton with another fastest lap. Just opening up a gap again now to not Maverick. Making sure it doesn't remain stagnant. Ronald feeling the pressure. Kimi's got for DRS and he's going to have DRS in the next zone as well. This is just to get closer. It's really the next session where it's really going to be easier, but Ronald just got away a little bit. Because this section and the next section is the much better DRS sections. A bit of a longer straight. Kimi not going on the inside, not going to go brave, don't do something stupid, try to dive for him, something like that, and gap pick with another time penalty. Of course, one thing about those penalties, you must just be careful because you can also be disqualified because of too many penalties. There's a bit of a lock up there from Kimi. We would love to get past around here, don't want to be held up here for too long. Of course, it's not just about the win, it's about consistency. You need to finish in the points, and ultimately you want all three of your drivers in the points. Well, as it is, they all get points, but the higher up the better the points. And ultimately you want to have all three on the grid for that extra 3 bonus points apiece. That's 9 points extra for the team. Here we go, Kimi with a much better drive, he's going to go on the inside. Have a momentum, and surely there should be enough. Ronald will have a DRS this time. Kimi just sticking to his line, keeping to the inside. He's going to have a better drive out of the corner here, because Ronald will have DRS. Can he use it? Kimi actually pulling away, both on the medium, so as you can see the two in front, basically same set of tyres. The third and fourth place same on. Kimi with another lock up into this corner. Boinky just had to take a bit of evasive action there, but costed him a bit of time. So you have two drivers in front on the same strategy, two behind him on a different strategy, so nice to see the battles happening. Fortunately, Quinton just got away there at the beginning, teammate on mediums, there was no real action there. Kimi 7 seconds behind Maverick, so 14.7 at the moment behind the race leader. But keep in mind Kimi's on that harder tyre, so he can really go further. Nothing wrong there with Mr. 11. Mr. 11 up to 5th already. Must say the standing driver doing a brilliant job there for not Aston. And I must say, hello Yvette, it's been a while, welcome. Kyk uit op donderdaande, kyk uit op vrydaande en uiteindelik. So gedink het my oor bedrieg my, maar dankie toch. Dirk het gesê jy mag dalk 'n guest appearance maak, maar welkom, nice om van jou te hoor. Hoop dinge gaan goed daai kant. Nesmax of course running in 5th at the moment, chasing after Ronald. He is on the softer tyre and he's gaining on Ronald. Nesmax will get into DRS if he can keep it like this. Of course those two better DRS section 2 and 3. Not this one just to get closer, but then really the second and third section. There we go, Nesmax getting closer and closer. Of course he will have a better grip having the softer tyres. Need to make them, make the best of him while you have it, because they go off quick. Kevin in the pits. Also a very early stop, only 11 laps done. But he just did 9 on that stint by the looks of it. But again, I'm not sure how accurate that is. The tyre count there, the counter here on the left has got a reputation of being inaccurate. Ronald just trying to make it difficult here for Nismax. How long will he be able to keep this up? Meantime, Kimi is getting away there from Ronald in front. Not really closing the gap to the guys in front. Oh, and for good measure he gets a 3-second time penalty. But I must say the guys also did say pre-race that it's going to be a race of penalties. The one who can keep it clean as well have the advantage. But keeping it clean also means a loss of time. So far the top 10 are the only guys who haven't stopped yet. Bit of a locked up here from Nismax. Funny, Ronald just making sure Kimi doesn't get away too much, and that's even with under pressure, being put under pressure there by Nismax. Normally when two cars battle you tend to lose time to the guy in front. Nismax with a brilliant drive out of that corner. Ronald's going to go to the inside just to make him think. But he jeopardized himself a little bit there. Nismax with a better drive at the corner, and again, and now DRS will go wide open. Can he have it? Can he do the same as Kimi? Here we go, he's gaining, dive to the inside. And Nismax should make this through. Ronald on the outside, Nismax keeping his line, and he is through. And he will have DRS, not like Ronald have. Oh, and here we go, Vino sneaking through. But I believe that's more Ronald letting Vino go through. Of course, after all, teammates. And Vino is the fast over two. Nou, ek nie weet, jy is nie alleen nie. Wel nie wyn nie, maar ja. Oh, Vino with a big lock up there. Not Kimi, just keeping the gap a bit stagnant there to not Maverick, who was unable to hold on to Quinton. Judge having his mirrors full there of a Black Mamba. Gap becoming closer. Let's hope he can have a better stint here. But wide there, Boucher 3-second time penalty. Maverick dropping off further. I'm not sure if it's a bit of a mistake because he also lost time to Kimi, who closed the gap. Hey, sorry about that. Got so excited there with these two fighting there, both at the DRS wide open, but Judgy keeping on, holding on. Vino with another 3-second time penalty. Just need to tread a bit carefully with those penalties. Might gain positions, but those penalties will come into play at the end. Basically, 8th place now becoming a freeway tussle. Well, 4-way, there we go. There's Gapik in the picture, but yet again another time penalty for him. Not changing his line, still getting those penalties. Where's also with another one. Out of the 4 cars, Judge so far the better one. Don't recall seeing any time penalties. The other 3 already had time penalties. Vino passed Nismax, but Nismax just staying on him. Vino already with 6 seconds time penalties if I recall correctly. Nismax nothing. Who's going to be brave? One of these guys going to try a 1-stopper, or is all going to go for a 2-stopper? Of course, the guys further down, unfortunately, there's no chance of a 1-stopper here with those early stops. This match just still hanging on there to Vino. Vino not gaining on Kimi, but Kimi is still getting closer and closer to Maverick. This match they're staying with Vino, but of course the tyre difference as well there. Vino also just keeping right lines. Real battles at the... Oh, Nismax with his first time penalty. Oh, and Gaffik with another one. Judge and Boucher. Gaffik at Force also not coming over. There we go. Judge also now have a time penalty. Force gaining up, so we might still have a 4-way tussle here, and actually 3 out of the 4 will be the RQR boys. Gappy trying to go on the outside. Boucher's got his DRS open. What can Gappy do? Still goes on the outside. Boucher takes to the inside, defending. Gappy goes wide and really wide, runs off track. Both will have DRS again. Might just allow Judge to get away a little bit. Give me some breathing space. Still with 4 guys actually fighting for 8th place. 4 slowly but surely creeping up, so then it can be 5 guys fighting here. And good to see 3 teammates in pretty much in one fight. Wes with another time penalty. Track is difficult, guys. Fun, difficult to avoid penalties. Vino still not really, just basically keeping the gap, not really closing it, increasing it a little bit, but Kimi still gaining on Maverick. Of course, these softer tyres will get to the point now where, of course, grip is becoming a bit of a difficult thing. Boucher runs a bit wide, but Gappy got surprised a bit, had to take evasive action to avoid contact. As a result, just got out of the corner a bit slower than usual. But really gaining even with DRS, and I'm surprised Gappy finds it very hard to get past these guys. You are doing a splendid job here, just defending. RZDB meantime gaining also on Ronald. Steven with another time penalty. Boucher having a sniff, Gappik also sniffing. All 3 cars at the back have DRS, what we well obviously getting from each other, and Judge there from Wes. Wes the only guy with no DRS, but still he manages to stay in front of all 3. So these guys with the DRS pretty much countering each other. Yui to the outside, Gappik to the inside. And he overcooked it and he actually runs into his own teammate. That is a rookie move. Rule number 1 of F1, well, any racing. Do not take out your own teammate. Gappik went to the inside, left the braking for very late. He got past Boucher, but as a result made contact with his teammate. Luckily no harm done, but it did allow West to get a bit further away from the judge. So the judge will now feel pressure from Gappik. Quentin in the pits. Okay, 20 laps on the softs. Funny enough, Vino getting into the pits as well. on those mediums. So both Sapon boys pitted. Quentin actually pitted lap very, I want to say early, but it's coming to the point of drop off. But that's really early there for Vino. It's pretty much the same lap as his teammate who's been on soft and he's on the harder tyre. Not Maverick now for temporarily in first place. Kimi still gaining, running second. Quentin on fourth when he came out, he's on the fresher tyre. But of course, next time round Kimi will have a fresher tyre again. RZDB still gaining beyond Ronald. Gafpick meantime got past the judge. I think Gafpick will be seen as the best guy in the team at the moment. I think I can think of a few words Judge will weigh his way after that unnecessary contact, and that easily could have ended up in tears. Force now also coming into the picture here, closing in on Boucher. Of course, no surprise, gaining beyond Kimi. He's on the fresher rubber. Kimi with another lock-up there. Not too comfortable or happy with that corner, whichever may be, because that's where all his lock-ups have been so far. Obviously, this is just inevitable with fresher rubber doing the business here. And now of course Quentin will have DRS. Not Maverick in the pits. Kimi will lead briefly. He's got Quentin here breathing down his neck. Oh, the judge has left the session. Internet. But now he also had a bit of internet issues coming into this race. Tonight seemed okay, nothing like what Force experienced, but unfortunately we have lost the judge. Not sure if he will be able to rejoin. I want to say the team name there, RQR, but I know Judge is not like that. Doesn't matter how bad a race is, Judge will never do that. Quentin finding it difficult to get past Kimi. Of course, this can have a whole effect on the greater picture of a greater outcome of this race. But of course, how much of a difference it's going to make, we will only see later. But window is going to open now for Kimi. Quentin just still not being able to gain enough. He's going to go obviously have a look now on the outside. Kimi staying to the inside. He's going to be brave on the brakes. Both going into the corner side by side. Pressure rubber shoot held here. Quentin just the way go wheel to wheel. Not Kimi will have the inside. But Quentin is through. Kimi with another lock up here in this corner. Oh, and Force with a side type penalty now. I think Kimi perhaps just coming back into the pits now. Lazy feels he's still got enough rubber to do something with his tyres he's on at the moment. Yeah, he's staying out. Thank you there for the update there, Mr. TNB. Just giving us an update, and of course as always Gafpick doing the penalties far more than anyone else, and we're not even halfway yet. Running a real risk tonight of being, we're having that big DSQ. Not Fernando, you're welcome to join, you know. Be nice to have a co-commentator tonight. Kimi still, of course, happy with this. Funny enough, Nismax as well on the softs. And then there's also Wes. These guys pretty much went the longest. But Judge also as well, but of course that car is now pretty much AI. I haven't seen him rejoin. Boucher will now make his way past. So Boucher now in front of Judge. And here we go, yay, finally I've got company. So Boucher in front of Judge. And here we go, yay.
Let me just get rid of your voice. There we go.
No, please, I don't want to hear myself.
Hello, hello.
What's up, man? What happened, V?
The less said the better. But no, it's just one of those things.
I just want to say,
I had a lot of pace. I just
it looked good. It looked good.
I messed it up.
And there's Stephen with a bit of a moment. Just wanted to say that because you were stationary long there, no movements, and I just wanted to say, you know what, you need to get a move on. Otherwise you might get a DSQ, and yeah, words were not even, coming out of my mouth. Boom, DSQ.
It was more of a moment of disgust. I sort of got up the rig. That's why the car was.
Okay, you stood up.
I stood up. I was like, hey.
I saw Mrs. Judge. I saw actually win. I think it was Monday night or last night. One of the races he had. I think it was last night. He was really honeymoon. He's doing honeymoon. And when Stephen retires, there we go. Our second non-finisher for the race. So yeah, so Judgy actually had a honeymoon session last night. And I still made the comment, yeah, somebody's going to swear this internet service provider again. And tonight Force as well, but luckily so far Force is still going up to 8th. Chasing after his teammate, the remaining teammate, Gavpik. Oh, and we lose Nismax as well. There we go, Nismax retires. And that's the second, not Aston teammate that goes out. So Kimi has to do it all by himself. But at least it's bonus points. The team at least getting points tonight just by having 3 cars on the grid. So that's already 9 points in the bag. Much better compared to last week. Here we go. Drive-through penalty for Gavpik. Speeding under the VSC. VSC and Gavpik just don't give a damn about the stewards. He just keep racking them up.
It's actually really difficult out there on those on the penalties. I think I had 2 warnings by the time I retired, and I retired very early on. I think I got 2 warnings within the first 2 laps.
No, but I also saw some of the guys making the comments. They did say it's going to be tough. Penalties going to go become thick and fast. Even guys so far that's not usual in the penalties have some. But Gavpik is just something else. But yeah, maybe he's up to 8th. Force is now really putting him under pressure. How much are going to fight each other? And here we go, Force is passed. Looks like Gavpik is on his way to the pits. Yep. 19 laps on those mediums. And yet Ronald and Kimi is on 26 laps and Force 24. So quite an early stop for the mediums. Not
Quinton
Kimi actually,
the way.
But Kimi gained on him.
3 seconds that gap. Kimi on a much older set of mediums than Quinton.
But doing
20
well.
laps the difference.
Doing well on those. He's very confident on those older tyres.
Not Maverick third. But strong race for them last week out. That Yamaha team.
Not sure which one of the guys it is there. Somebody very slow out of that corner. It's like Legend, but he's still hanging on. Just, I think, slowing down because he is being lapped. Just saw him be ghosting a little bit, but that was obviously the faster cars coming past. That is one of the settings, but he also got wing damage. Nothing really left of that front wing. But at the end of the day, you don't want to quit. You don't want to, you get frustrated, but you don't want to just give up because there's still points up for grabs. You need to think about the team. there's something to race for the season. So you need to pull together as a team. No, his net was horrid. He didn't finish a race as a result of that net. And that's so not judged to not finish. And Legend made it to the pits. Here we go. He's on his way in. RJDV in 7th. No, I thought as much.
Racy in the opening laps.
I thought as much, Mrs. Judge, because otherwise he would have been in long time ago. Racing long enough with Judge to know if when it's internet or when it's self-inflicted, if I can, because self-inflicted never happens. Funny enough, he came up with a team name, but he really is the odd one out because he doesn't live up to that team name. But yeah, let me not go into detail about his teammates though.
Speaking of, Voss currently 5th.
Yeah.
Had a lot of issues prior to the race. Don't believe he qualified. Don't think he
started there in 14th, and also a very early pit stop, stopped on at the end of lap 1.
Doing relatively well, 5th place so far. Vino 4th, Maverick 3rd.
The biggest jumper so far.
Seconds.
But biggest jumper so far is Kimi and then Voss. Kimi just steamed his way through the field in those first few laps. And Quinton not getting away from him as fast. Yeah, Quinton's lap is like, his tires are like 20 laps younger, but Quinton not getting away as fast as you would think. Especially given the rate at which he caught Kimi, but now he's getting away, but not to full extent that you expected. Mino now with Maverick, Mino on the softer tires.
It will probably become more and more difficult to hang on to Quinton as those tires age. But he's doing a good job of it so far.
He's playing the long seconds. Game. Of course, this can come back to him later.
He's going to have the much quicker tires at the end of the race.
I mean, there's 40 laps. It can leave you, if you want to do 2 stops, you can do then two stints of 20 laps each on the soft tires where you are now.
Yeah, you just go soft.
Oh, Mrs. Judge, you know it. You know that is exactly what's going to happen. Yeah, Nesmax, you and your bad luck with being at ghost cars, or unghost, or whatever, AI cars, or being at invisible bricks. Your luck is not, tough luck there, mate. Sorry, Nizzy.
Just jumped in front of me.
No, but it's like, he just retired, but there was like, okay, why, what happened? It's kind of like, and Canada, the race of the Wall of Champions there, just that, you remember that glitch there?
Yeah.
You come there and whoop and you race with your tires and yet there's nothing. It's kind of like something like that happened. Vino not able to do anything about Maverick, just putting under pressure, but no movers yet. And he's on the faster tires. Looking, but not the right place here. But Vino, another time penalty just for good measure. We'll have to wait another sector, or another session of the DRS zone. Getting closer. Can he gain enough? Can he go in outside? Does Maverick take to the inside? Still not. For DRS sector. Can Vino do something here? I also believe Judge actually enjoyed himself. I mean, Q3, then decent start, and he was battling there with 3 other cars. 4-way battle there for 8th place, and if Force gained, it would have been 5 guys battling for 8th place. And as it now, we're still holding on to it.
Going up to 24 seconds in the penalties.
Yeah, still racking him up.
Not 100% sure on this, but I think when it hits 30 seconds,
I also recall 30. You
I
might be
think
right
at
there.
30 seconds, you get a DSQ.
Here we go,
Gets
another
one. And now
Safwan Quinton made an error. He actually went off track and he's got wing damage. That allowed Kimi back into the lead. And this will seriously hamper his race strategy. He had the better tyres, only 12 laps old, where Kimi is on 32 laps. And yeah, good front wing damage, so he's going to lose time here. Because that happened into the first corner. He's going to have to complete the full lap. And then be stationary for the wing change. Not Maverick gaining as well as his teammate, and Not Maverick have fresher mediums, only 2 laps but still fresher, so he will be able to go a bit longer. Gap now up to 9 seconds. Kimi still pulling away. Maverick only 2 seconds behind, bringing Vino with. Not looking good for Quinton. How things can change. The first quarter, almost a half, was all Quinton, and now all went pear-shaped. Not Maverick through, Vino through. Here we go. Can Vino now get the toe that he requires? DRS wide open. These two also had good battles last week, and again Gav Peak, as if he doesn't care what happens.
I think that is 30 seconds, so I don't know if he, well, now he's off the circuit, so no offense, Gav, but it doesn't look like you're trying to stay in the track limits.
Thank you. At this stage, the way he's racking them up, it's not even halfway yet, and Vino's still finding it very difficult to get past that TGR Yamaha car. Ronald into fourth, fast into 5th, RZDV also. So Quinton down all the way into 7th from first place. Couple of interesting battles he's going to have climbing his way back. And here we go. He's now really living on the edge of disqualification. You see, he's not going to quit because we know we're going to go at him and we're going to say it. But driving the way he does is going to end in the disqualification. It's kind of like that's what he wants. Not even trying, like you say.
Number 96, Not Maverick, 2nd place, hanging on to that 2nd place, but only barely. Vino on his tail.
And another one.
On a set of softs. Those softs 14 laps old, so if he's going to get past, it needs to be now, because they're going to start to drop off.
Yes.
And then those mediums will come to Maverick.
There we go. Gav Peak disqualified, received multiple penalties, we called it. No surprise there. Gav Peak, he races a poepel.
I was riding on board with him for 2 or 3 laps, and just, I don't think he was trying to stay in the lines.
And we all know he can do so much better. A previous TNB champ, I remember when he and Nismax battled and he just edged Nismax in the end. That was one of the best seasons I can recall battle-wise with guys going for the championship. And ever since then, yeah, and I know there's ACC and he puts in a lot of effort in ACC, so does other guys, but before ACC as well, the last few months, it's just something is not right with him, he's not at his A game. I just hope we can get for all Gav Peak back.
Vino picking up a 3-second penalty, so he's right on the tail of that Yamaha, but these penalties are going to come into play, and that timing screen is not going to be as accurate as you think. Quinton,
and Not Maverick's got no penalties.
Behind. Ooh, look at this. What is that? Okay, I was confused for a second.
And Force not fighting too much. He's got all the tyres. Quinton's got the softer tyres and fresher, so he had the better drive out of the corner. And then Force just too much on the throttle, battering too hard. Quinton had the better line, better tyres, went to the inside, and Force just tried to stay with him, just a little bit throttle eager, and sent the car spinning. But he's on his way again.
His wing not in a good condition.
No, but
I think he's going to. I think he'll come in the wing here if you're running low downforce in this final sector without a front wing. It's quite difficult. We'll see if he It is 33 lap old medium, so I wouldn't be surprised.
But he is due a pit stop anyway, so it's not like it's an early stop for him, but the time that he loses now on the way to the pit. Of course, Ronald will not fight Quinton too much, we can see that happen, and Bino finally passed Maverick, but the question must be asked, how much life did he take out of the tyres trying to get past him?
Those, was almost running wide and retiring on the pit entry, but anyway, got a bit of grass, but he managed to straighten the car in time and slow it down. He's into the pits.
If he ran into the pit wall,
he's going to have a wing change and a set of fresh softs.
If he had the wing, if he ran into the pit wall then retired, then we could have said another thing that he had in common with his teammate.
He's on his way.
He's still holding on. He's now officially the guy, well, has been, but now by far 37 laps. This is his 38th lap that he's doing on those mediums. So he can pretty much, if he push it on those softs, he can really do one stop. He's bringing the one stop further and further into play.
Force emerges in 8th, runs wide.
Will that be fast enough though to stop once, or you have time to come in and do 2 stops on softs and 15 lap stints, and you can have fresh rubber pretty much. So not sure, you know what, Kimi and his spook and pluck, you know what, it amazes you and it brings results. So yeah, let's see how this one plays out. I see Mrs. Jatcher saying this, it's nice to hear both of us together in the comms box again.
It's supposed to be out on track, but that's my name. That's my name next to the last. Yeah, great stuff. DSQ, I'm in the leagues of Gavin. So,
I was just about to say the same. You and Gavin are friends tonight. But yours was at least not on purpose. You just out of frustration got up. You didn't go time penalty like Gavin. And there we go.
That was a very silly. Came out of a corner, got on the throttle too quickly, and I was trying to stay with Kimi really. And,
is that Force living up to RQR expectations? Because that car is actually on the pit straight.
Unfortunately, I didn't see the incident. I'm gonna ride here with Ledge and see if I can see the incident. There's nothing on track, so. There's something wrong with this game again.
No, Force has retired, and I'm suspecting that's RQR style.
I'm going to bring something up.
I saw the yellow flag, and I saw the yellow flag on the start-finish line.
I commentated on this race last week. There were no safety cars. There have been no safety cars, and there have been some crazy things out on track. So I don't know what's going on. Safety car is on. I don't know.
Hello, Judgy.
I don't know why. We haven't seen safety car in 2 races now.
Yeah, funny enough.
Judge appearing in the comment section.
Yeah, he's still battling to get back in the game. He's trying. The one guy who wants to race cannot get back in the game, and yet his 2 teammates are just, yeah, RQR indeed. No wonder he called the team what he called him, because his teammates, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't live up to the name though.
No, Judge, you must get yourself a different team, because I can't put you in the same league as your teammates.
I think we need to find a. Actually, I know who to put in that 3rd car. It's got something to do with chicken. But
I talking about invites to the lobby. Judge from the com section, I can't do that. I need someone who's in the active lobby to send you.
Yeah, somebody needs to be sitting like in the lobby. I can't. Wait, let's see if I can.
Let's see, maybe. That's maybe.
I can. Let's see, I can.
Or are you saying you want to get into the box with us? No, I don't think so, because he's still just too eager to get back on track. Because he had an awesome race and good battles tonight. So the one race that he really wanted to race, now internet acts up. 2 nights in a row. I can only imagine how frustrating the judges. How frustrated, and yeah. And yet his teammates chuck it away. I know Gavin didn't quit, but the way he was racing is good to me as RQR. Because you called for that DSQ driving like that, because you knew you had warnings and you still didn't do anything about it. Meantime, Kimi have pitted, he went on the softs and he came out in 3rd. So he's on 6 seconds up the road and on 6 laps fresher rubber than Quinton. So it's looking very good for Kimi.
It's got Quinton in 4th place. He'll Vino another penalty.
Ooh.
Vino also racking them up.
A bit more than usual, but then again we know the track, but it's still nothing compared to Gavin. At least there's a few laps in between. Gavin, someone get a few penalties on 1 lap.
Vino now up to 15 seconds on the
so he's halfway.
on the penalties.
So Vino's pretty much halfway.
When you get to 30 seconds, you're in serious danger territory.
I think 27, no? Yeah, 27 is danger territory because one more and you're out.
I don't know, if I counted correctly, Gavin had 36 before he got disqualified.
36,
so,
okay.
So I'm not sure how the game works that out. And I don't know if he got disqualified because of excessive penalties.
Someone listening who can, please can you send invites to the judge?
I sent him an invite.
Okay, also, he says spam him with invites.
He also had a drive-through, which I'm not entirely sure if he served. I didn't see him serve it, so I don't know if he did.
But in the end, disqualification was because of combined all his penalties. It was not for serving, because otherwise he would have said not serving the drive-through. Kimi still staying 6.6 seconds ahead of Quinton, but gaining on Maverick, having the softer tyres now. We know 22 laps old softs. Surely advantage here, Maverick.
Now the tables have turned. He was on the aging mediums. Now he's on the fresh softs, chasing down Maverick. Gonna have that. Just mustn't make the mistake Pino made. Take too much time to get past the car on the medium.
And take too much life out of your tyres, yes.
Want to get the job done and get going. Obviously that the soft is obviously the fastest tyre, but it lasts the least amount of time. And it's if you drive a bit harshly,
Vino into the pits,
you will shorten the life of those tyres even more. So
Maverick back into the lead, Kimi second.
Kimi spends too much time side by side and whatever, he's going to goes through up into second. Remember Vino in third, but you can add 15 seconds.
Kimi just gaining still. Quinton just pretty much keeping the gap stagnant, not really able to gain on Kimi at the moment. Kimi, as is where we are now, he's in his own, came to life, and the gap is still shrinking.
2.8 seconds now, just coming down ever so slightly now into the twos, so we know once it can drop below the ones, he's going to have DRS.
I know you would want that, Mrs. Jadji, but the choice is his. That you want to try and get back into the lobby and race, or join us here, it's his choice. He has joined us before and he was a well-behaved boykie, so I have no problem. 44 laps out of 71, so we're more than halfway. Been an eventful one actually. Just one small incident and they threw this race wide open, where the first couple of laps made one think we're going to have a clear winner, but now already it shapes up that it's going to be a freeway tussle at the end, 2 or 3-way. It's not going to be just one guy clear of it. But Kimi having a brilliant race. And now it's getting close and close, as you can see, and not Maverick pretty much in the same shot.
That Yamaha team again doing very well. They obviously had 3 finishes last week.
Yeah,
three drivers still on track this week. Also yes. 3 drivers for SAF1.
Yeah. So it will be 2 weeks in a row if TGR can finish us. So as much as it goes back, it's all about it, because Legend just holding on and he's now into 9th, so that's still good points. And RZDV and Maverick, so that's good points for the team.
I might be mistaken, but I don't think I am. I think They are the only team actually to have that 100% finishing
Correct, because
record.
SAP1 also didn't finish all 3 drivers last week.
So if they can keep that going in that sort of consistency could win you a constructor's title.
See, Judge say rather not coming to the comms box. He might just jinx it, I think, he believes. Thanks to Code Master, here we go. Kimi Maverick side by side, but Kimi much better momentum, but locked up there, but he's safely through. Not Maverick, not fighting him too hard, knowing he's on the harder tyre and much older tyres. Just happy to let him through, and there we go. Kimi through into his first. Can not Maverick just hold on to him.
If he's trying to take those mediums as far as possible, probably wasn't too interested in aggressively defending a first place he wasn't going to keep.
Okay.
So just letting Kimi get on his way.
Someone who can
his own
and who's
strategy.
listening, please can you spam Judge with a million invites, please, and not just one. Oh, Kimi 3 seconds, and I think that is now 6 points on penalties. The gap to him and Quentin's pretty much 6, so he's gonna have to be careful. Judge Kimi pulling away from Maverick. Yeah, Quentin's got no penalties, and Fury, the gap is 7 seconds between him and Kimi. Kimi's got 6, so there's 1 second in Kimi's favour. But if I look at this, Maverick and Quentin's pretty much going to stop at least one more time. Kimi have an option. Kimi can stop again, or he can take the tyres to the end. But I believe Maverick and Quentin will stop more or less at the same time.
Well, Maverick and Quentin both don't have penalties, but they're both on 2 warnings apiece. So next time they get something slightly wrong,
there will be one.
You can add 3 seconds to their race time.
That's it.
Kimi leads the way. 2.4 seconds is the gap. So
24
Maverick
laps.
Not able to stay in DRS.
24 laps to go. So it's possible for Kimi to finish if you see some of what the guys have done. Unless if these guys stop and he's going to do just one last late stop and have a fresh rubber to counter them at the end. You never know. Yeah, true that. That is actually
6 seconds
a good...
is really going to come back to hurt him.
That's a good observation there. Mrs. Judge is saying, if it's not safety cars powering up a race, it is one night when it's internet on another.
Well, this time we haven't seen a safety car.
2 races in a row.
Seen all sorts of incidents though. 5 cars that started will not complete this race. Obviously, Judge hasn't been here for most of the time. He is on screen though. That's a ghost car. So technically 9 runners in the race.
If you would, Kimi, would you stop when the likes of Maverick and Quentin comes in for the last stop? Because obviously they cannot go to the end because those tyres will be worn crazy. So do you stop and then get on the soft tyres just like them, fresh rubber to counter them?
Yeah, that's basically what my thinking is now.
Same here.
This next part of the race, Maverick's behind him on mediums. And then you've got Quentin, Vino, Ronald all on softs, but okay, with the exception of Vino all
can
of them,
potentially make it to the end.
They've got aging softs. Those softs maybe have another, in Quentin's case, maybe another one.
No, Mrs. Jack, you will have to pause basically, ghost your car while you send an invite. So you can't send while you're racing unless you jeopardize your own race. Yeah, so that's the thing. So just watch out for Vino. Vino's done 3 laps less than Kimi, but he also got more time penalties than Kimi. And there we go. Both of them at the same time. You called it, and it happened at the same time. Wow. Wow, so those 2 cancel each other out, so that gives 3 seconds back to Kimi.
That will give 3 seconds back to Kimi, so he doesn't have to worry about that 6-second gap. It can be a 3-second gap.
Sorry, Judgy. Judgy giving up, calling it a night. Damn it. It's a pity.
Stay in the comment section.
Oh wow, he and Wes would have had a lucky battle there for 7th at least, because he was ahead of Boucher and Legend when that all happened.
I'm also a bit disappointed with this race because I had surprising pace. And yeah, if I had actually put some time in, this could have been very, very different. I plugged my wheel in at 7:20 and did 5 laps of time trial with my Britain setup.
Here we go, Maverick coming in for his final stop. So we'll give him 20 laps. Surely he's going to go on the soft tyres, that makes sense.
See,
Quentin also, Quentin counting, so here we go. The guy, they coming in for their final stops. Surely it will be soft. Maverick off on soft, Quentin off on soft, so these guys staying with each other, same tyres. Question is, what does Vino and Kimi do? Are they going to push all the way to the end? They have the option of doing it, it's possible. But how much time will you lose on those tyres towards the end? 20 laps, that's a long time. So you're going to ask, in Kimi's case, 29 laps, Vino 26. 29 to 30, 26 to 27, those tyres are going to be very slow at the end. So I would think those two surely will come into counter. And I would rather do that sooner than later. 9 laps, 6 laps versus 0, so these few laps, this guy's going to make up time. So I would come in now and counter him.
This tyre's not too old, just 6 and 9 laps old, maybe another 2 or 3 laps, and if you see that gap getting smaller, you dive in.
Both, all of them, 3rd to 6, all on fresh set or soft. So the leaders must really take note of this, because everyone behind them on the fresher, softer tyres. So it makes sense to dive in and do the same.
That's the difficult thing, is when you're in the 100% race, most of the time you have no idea.
That's it.
If these guys aren't all in a party chat, and they're not, because I think there's 2 relatively big party chats. Basically, you have no idea what the guy in 5th, 6th, 7th, what tires they're on. You can't see. You don't have all this information that we have over here.
That's it.
I'd love it if you could just, go into there where you select rich mix and ERS, whatever, and there was a little thing like what's tires. You could just put it up on screen, see what everyone's doing, how old their tires are, but you've got none of this info.
Maverick already taking a little bit of time out of Vino. Kimi staying out. But interesting, actually from 3 to 7, but Wes is a bit off down the road from the guys in front. But pretty much we're all now countering each other on the same strategy for the last session of this race. Look, Kimi have the ability, if we push those mediums very far. But the soft tyre is something different than those mediums, because mediums tend to come back to you later, worn off, but they do return some grip to you later. But the soft tyres are not like that.
Fall off very quickly.
But of course,
Archer, another penalty.
Of course, how long is it going to be before Quentin and Maverick in front going to start losing some of that grip, because it's only literally the first few laps, and you're talking about good, well, to Vino it's 13-14 seconds, and then another 9 seconds to catch Kimi, so call it what, 24, and there's less than 20 laps. You're talking about a second a lap, but you need to do consistently just to catch up to them. And Vino again another penalty, so looking good for Kimi. And for Not Maverick, because Not Maverick only have 3, so I think that's already 9 or 12 seconds out of that gap. Oh, and RGDV now with a time penalty as well.
I think he's also got a few.
Yep, it's not his first one. But it's been a while, hence I'm saying now. When again, everybody else who got penalties were very quiet compared to Gavin.
Just 6 for RZDV.
Yeah, he's been quiet compared to Mr. Squinkies again.
But he's on 2 warnings.
You saying to Warney's watch, something's going to happen, just like it happened there with Maverick and Quinton. But that was cool, it happened identically at the same time.
Wesley on 18.
Oh wow.
Boucher on 9.
But still nowhere near what Gavin achieved and the time that he achieved it.
Legend on 6.
Legend just trying to stay out of trouble there, keeping it clean, and RJDV coming past Ronald. RJDV of course got those 6 seconds that he need to make up.
I think there were actually penalties on the opening lap.
That's it, there was. Very early, right there to start. So, if RJDV can pull away here and force Ronald to go hard, Ronald might actually have a few penalties himself. You never know, trying to push hard. And then RJDV can get 3 seconds in his credit here on Ronald. Never say never. And RJDV actually goes fastest. And that's while passing Ronald, so good lap. Okay, I might start to rethink if I were going to stop, because Vino gaining, but not much on Kimi, and of course he's got more penalties than Kimi. But Maverick not really gaining on Vino, but he's got Quinton all over him, so these two are going to fight each other. So they might actually take enough life out of each other's tyres to make it safe here for the guys in front. So those guys in front can actually push those tyres to the end. I would have been tempted to stop, and yeah, you would as well. But yeah, it turns out this might actually not be a bad idea to stay out. Of course, 15 laps remaining, gap still to the leader. Well, 13 seconds, 14 seconds to Vino, and then another 9 seconds to Kimi. Savan Quinton puts a wheel on grass as he sneaks very deadly on the inside. Not much pace, and now as a result he pushed Maverick wide, but luckily got off the throttle there just to make sure Maverick comes back. But he also had a much better drive out there doing so. But again, looks like he's just backing off a little bit just to give a position back to Maverick. So that was also costed them a bit of time, and as you can see the gap to Vino's open up to 17 seconds. So it's playing more and more into the leader's hands. So Kimi is looking very, very good and don't need to then stop again. Because the gap here pretty much from first to third is 26. That is a pit stop in hand, but it's not going to stay like that. So that is a time where you commit to your strategy or you make a change. And I think the guys in front, at least it looks like it, they have committed to it. But while these two behind them keep fighting each other, the gap can open up like it did. So yeah, looking very good for Kimi and Vino. I think Vino also have enough of a gap now to just counter some penalties that he picked up. Now Maverick stays on the inside. Quinton had to back off, make sure that he can go on the inside, have a better line. But lost a little bit of momentum there. Even with DRS not able to get past, and these guys have battled each other earlier this race. Quinton's got the pace, but just not easy, and like I said, out of personal experience, not Maverick, not the easiest guy to pass. You know the old saying, it's easy to catch a car. Well, it's one thing to catch a car, it's another to pass it, and DW is not one of the easiest to pass. Not a dirty racer in any means. He's a well-respected racer, good clean racing, but he just knows where to position his car to make you think twice before you make that move. Oh no, don't say that. Looks like it's an all-round issue, everybody's internet. And now, no, Quinton thought about it but decided against it. Saved it for the longer DRS zones, which is coming up now. Not Maverick taking to the inside very early, sending Quinton there on the long way outside. Quinton looks like he's got it. Maverick go behind him and Quinton is through. But in the mix, the gap still didn't close to the guys in front. And they would have taken some life out of their tyres.
It's coming back at him. No, thought about coming back at him. Then got behind the Safwan car.
13 laps, they're looking more and more good there. Because it's going to be more than a second a lap that they will have to take out the guys in front if they want to challenge them.
Pretty famous number on that SAF one of SA of Quinton, 46. Famous number when it comes to motor racing.
The doctor. Somebody calls a doctor.
Not Kimmy. Still ahead, 8.9 seconds is the gap.
Vino catching little by little, but Vino's got 3 laps, younger tyres, but he also got for higher penalty count.
He's got a lot of penalties. At 59 of
Maverick
71.
Just staying there with Quinton in the RS range, just making Quinton think twice. Quinton has closed the gap to Vino. The question is how hard will these two fight when it comes to them going back to front, but it's going to be some time. 11 laps to go after this, and you're looking at a 17-second gap, plus then a possible pass. If provided Vino's not going to fight Quinton too hard, which I doubt, because Vino's currently leading the championship, and as it is now, he will extend his lead. Of course, all depending on those extra bonus points as well, who ends up with the fastest lap and drive of the day. Vino had a good race last week. He had pole position, he had fastest lap. Yeah, they had full grid of cars. Unfortunately, not Maverick spoiled his fun. Otherwise, he could have had the clean sweep. But not Maverick picked up drive of the day just to make sure that Vino didn't walk away with all the points. Of course, on a good night, you can walk away with 46 points, which is the maximum. It depends on all those bonus points, but you also need your teammates to get those extra 3 points to get to 46. And Maverick is falling back, Quinton gaining on Vino. 10 laps, gap 16. How hard will Quinton dare to push? Any warnings or potential penalties? That's the last thing you want now. Always interesting when it comes to this, how hard the teammates will fight each other and who will actually let the other one go through. Because also about teamwork, and the last thing you want now is to jeopardize your team. You would want to make...
don't forget there's 2 championships.
That's
the Drivers' Championship, there's a Constructors' Championship.
But the Constructors win a prize. The Constructors win the prize.
Your teammate comes up behind you and he's clearly quicker. Sometimes it's in the best interest
of the team
to just let him go.
Especially knowing there's a prize as well for the winning team this season.
If you know someone's racing your teammate and they come up behind you on fresher tyres, might be worth your while to hold them up. It's also a team game, not just the Drivers' Championship is obviously the one everyone wants, but that Constructors title.
Just make everybody think of a teamwork element. Oh, and RGDV gets another one now. Looking better and better for Ronald, because Ronald is right on his tail. He's not getting away, so he can pull a gap. Ronald getting his first penalty, so there we go. So we're back to 6 seconds there for those two. Ronald not so squealing anymore, so everybody pretty much getting penalties here tonight. Nobody's exempt from penalties tonight, to be honest. I think it's only you who didn't get one in the end.
I was disqualified before I got a penalty.
You were well on your way.
Did it the right way.
At least you didn't get disqualified because of all your penalties. Oh, and we now have another one. But actually looking better and better for Quinton, because the gap now, don't forget, as much as it's 15 seconds, looking at Vino's penalties, Quinton will jump him.
Yeah, definitely.
Eight laps to go after this one. The big thing is now Quinton, it just really is what momentum can he gain on Kimi. Kimi's got 6 seconds, he's got 3 seconds, so we're still a 3 seconds. So if he can get within 3 seconds, he can ultimately still get the win. Mrs. Judge, I can believe it, but you know what, it doesn't come as a surprise. And after the race he had, he actually enjoyed it, and it's been a while since he felt like that with F1, so I can only imagine how he feels. But like you say, shame, feel for the neighbours. On Vino actually falling back now to Kimi.
How long can he take those softs?
Well, there's only
He's
8
gonna
laps.
take them to the end.
So the thing is, Kimi was the only guy who stopped once. Everybody else stopped more than once.
You would have to take those tyres to 30 laps. Another thing to remember is some of these guys are on a wheel, some of these guys are on a controller. The guys that are on a controller, from the word out on the internet, the guys out on a controller, they have much worse tyre wear.
True that. But yet,
So,
for one with a controller went much longer on his tyres compared to anyone else. That's actually the weird thing. As much as they say the guys with a controller's got more wear, the one with a controller, because we all know Kimi's on a controller, manages to get away from the guys on the wheels. There's just something about Kimi. I don't know. That jet fuel he uses is magic.
Also got here just before the race, no practice, no preparation, missed qualifying. Joined in Q3, I think it was.
Start in very last place, 15th place, and he's currently in first place. And he's on a controller where the rest of the guys are pretty much on wheels. I think only Maverick is on a controller as well with him. Because Vino, Quinton, RGDV, Ronald, as far as I know as well. I think Wes, Bouch is on a wheel, and Legend, I'm not sure, I think Legend's also on a controller.
Lap 65.
Radio Girl, please don't be a stranger. I mean, after that one night we had our guest commentary here, and that was like the last night. I thought, oh, those guys made you run away. Please don't be a stranger. It's always nice hearing from you. But I know it's not easy, it's not possible to attend each and every one and be in the commentary section, but wherever you can, we appreciate it. Always nice chatting to you, keeping us busy.
Enjoy.
5 laps to go after this. Quinton pretty much got second place wrapped up. They still got a long way to make up time to Kimi. Kimi just need to keep it together. He's pretty much got this.
Surely those tyres can't be in the most comfortable of conditions.
But he's making it work. Funny, huh? Last place to first place and 1 stop on a controller. But you know what, some of these guys, there's a few of them, it's just freaks. Doesn't matter, you put a controller in their hand and they will race the crap out of you. And it doesn't matter, we can go from one game to another, doesn't matter. And we've been doing how many, 2017 onwards? And Kimi's just been one of those guys, doesn't matter if it's 17, 18, 19 or 20, boom, boom, boom. And then you still have the likes of Muna, who's also like that, and Muna can go from this to ACC, even when there was GTS. Doesn't matter, project cars. Muna will get in a car and boom.
Eight seconds.
Thank you, Ready Girl. You too, enjoy, and we'll speak to you next time. Oh, speeding in the pit lane. But the push was hard, it's very long, 36 laps. But no,
well, those are hards on 36 laps, and Kimi's done 25 on his socks.
He did 40 odd laps on those mediums of his, so Kimi really pushed those tyres to the extreme tonight. But Legend, no worries there on the penalties, he's still safe, and no matter what, he's still going to be in 9th, so no worries for him. But Boenkies will end up in front of RGDV in the end. At least Mrs. Judge will have a better night, I know, compared to Mr. Judge. I think he will still be as grumpy as can be tomorrow morning. Judge is skink net 'n buffeltjie, man, and forget about it. Vino still gaining, but it's all in vain because Kimi pretty much got this covered. But Maverick, that's the other key thing. Vino, Must be careful of those penalties because Maverick is also still in here. But Maverick can jump in potentially for third.
Three laps to go. 68 of 71. 100% race around the Red Bull Ring. So we'll be back next week with, well, Johan won't be back next week.
Yeah,
I don't know how we'll be back next. We'll be back in some format next week.
We'll put a cracker under Devon for Devon to get his PS sorted and forget about the coffee for once. He didn't even show up in the com section tonight.
Well,
that's weird.
Man's still trying to figure out how to install the software that is needed to run the hardware. You know, it's pretty simple concept, but
Devon!
He's like, I know how I won't mess up my party chats, I just won't install the update. Yeah, it doesn't work that way, buddy.
2 laps remaining after this. Vino now really getting closer and closer, but still not massively. But again, Vino's not the one to worry about. To worry about the guys behind. And the RGDV with another 3-second time penalty. That will well and truly give Ronald 5th place. So Ronald don't even need to fight him that hard. Boucher pretty much in a lonely 8th. Of course, nothing wrong with that. That's still solid points for the team. Thinking about the bigger picture. And yeah, I must say these Aston boys, not Aston boys, did well. I just like how that green and purple come together. With a touch of pink. Just speaking back to Racing Point, of course, becoming Aston. And funny enough is how this Aston name, I said it earlier, I'm going to say it again. Although this is not Aston Racing, that's pretty much how it's going to be in real life. Although they're called Aston Martin, it's not really Aston Martin Racing, so you might as well say not Aston. Because we all know that's a Merc engine in that car. Do you ever think we're going to see Aston Martin building an F1 engine?
No.
I also don't think
unless the 2006 engines are something radically different. Lap 71 of 71, not Kimi starts his final lap.
Yeah, final lap.
Done 29 laps on those softs. He's going to do 30 when this race is over. I'd like to know what's the percentage on those tyres.
Sure.
So want to tiptoe too much. He's got penalties. Whereas Quinton's just got the 3 seconds. Can just check up Kimi.
He's still on 6 if I recall correctly.
What does the penalty column look like?
That's 14 seconds and there's 3 seconds, so still Kimi is safe.
Fastest lap.
Quinton will have to take 4 laps, 4 seconds. Well, we'll have to take out 10 seconds on this lap.
Did Wiz just steal some points there?
Yeah, why not?
Fastest lap.
RGDV, just to get the good measure. Because Ronald's got 5th anyway.
Over the start finish line and he's won it
and
from last on the grid.
Brilliant. Brilliant drive, it must be said. Kimi going, well, as he would call it, his disaster class. But what a disaster class it was. From last to first, one stopper. And he did much better, much longer stints on his tyres compared to other drivers. Maybe also a bit of luck in the end because of misfortune of Quinton. And as I said, Quinton and Maverick have jumped Vino in the end. So we got Kimi, Quinton and Maverick on the podium.
Ronald will come around the corner, take 5th place. RZDV.
Can he get that?
Not Not too far away.
Can he steal
Gonna
that
try and
point?
steal.
Can he steal that point? Looking, coming around now.
We're not gonna know because the screens are gonna disappear.
We'll see now.
We'll have to wait until the final results. Got 6th place.
He was always going to get 6, so that was worth going for it. Well thought about it.
That's an easy one.
Definitely. I'm not going to even say it because I'm in agreement. I will not going to even ask you, put you under pressure because this. Come on, it's obvious who should drive over there.
Does the little dance. That's the easy one. Kimi, driver of the day from last place, wins the race. And, wow.
Kept his cool. Others around him had some misfortune and a few come together, but he kept it clean. Went through the grid and made it look easy.
Just go through the order before it disappears. Obviously, Kimi winning that race from 15th on the grid. Quinton started from pole.
No, Legends got it. So it does sit with TGR, but Legend, not going to be RGTV.
So 2nd place goes to Quinton, then Maverick 3rd, Vino 4th, Ronald finishing 5th, RZDV 6th, then Wesley 7th, Boucher 8th, Legend getting fastest lap there. He started 11th, finished 9th, Judge. Well, it says 10th on your screens, but I don't think that's going to be a classification.
Definitely not.
And then retirements for Force, Nizmax, Steven, disqualifications for Gavin and that other guy.
And that other guy, the only one without a penalty count next to his name.
Will be, well, I don't know how we're going to stream this next week.
But just give me 1 second. Of course, giving the tradition, I know we didn't say anything about it, but of course, let's just see. Yeah, now it must, it's ad plays. You can't invite someone just like it, you know. Well done, PlayStation. Okay, for some reason I don't have Quinton on the friends list here. Anyway, I'm just going to add our 1st and 2nd place. Our 1st and 3rd place, sorry. Let's just see if they join. But unfortunately I don't have Quinton. Here we go, we got 3rd place man in here. See if we can get that other cat in here, if he joined. Never had a problem before, so let's hope he just see the invite and he's just not so over the moon, he's switch off and go to bed. Anyway, let's start with 3rd place man while we're still waiting for that other guy. Okay, never mind, here he comes. Gimme!
Hello!
Oh wow, from last place, 15th, dead last on the grid. You went through that grid like, we can let you say hot knife through butter. It's like nobody actually offered much resistance. You managed to look so easy. And all the way in up to the front, yeah, maybe a bit of misfortune on Quinton's side, which opened the door for you. 1 stopper on a controller. Brilliant race, mate.
Yeah, I frauded my way to victory.
No, that's not fraud. That was real deserved. Wow, awesome driving.
Yeah, thank you. Well, no, it was good. It was very good. I enjoyed it. Proper.
And these guys say that controllers, tire wear tend to be much harder on controllers than on the wheel. You and the controller had much longer stints than guys on wheels, and you made it look easy. So is that really real to say that?
Yeah, it's a little bit more rough it is, but you know, jumping on, seeing everybody's gonna go on a 2-stop. I wanted to go 1 stop and then try do it on the softs as well. I didn't want to use the hards because it's way too slow.
And me and J-Man still thought, we still called it, just said no, the best is for you and Vino to stop at the same time while those two behind you stop just to counter them. But in the end, your strategy worked out beautifully because you had just enough gap to see them off.
Yeah, no, well, it's did some time management and all that. If you use lean at the right places, tire wear isn't, it's not that bad. and just managing the gaps and all that. Because yeah, when the vet stopped for a second time, he was catching me quickly.
And there's something I'm dying to ask you, and I think a lot of people out there would want to know the same thing. How much support did you get from Uncle Charles?
Yes. You know what happened? Uncle Charles, I bought Uncle Charles, but I thought I was
invited
for
him.
Lion as well. And yeah, I'm actually, Lion is my race engineer tonight, and yeah, well done.
Oh, so Lion made the magic happen. Maverick, what a race again. I mean, you did say before the race you're not confident times, you're a bit slow compared to some of the other guys in qualifying showed, but you were not kidding when you said that. I thought, yeah, that's just you just pulling one, what, but yeah, you proved it. But still, you didn't stood back, you were there, you had a good couple of battles with a few guys. But as always, clean driving, but not the easiest guy to pass. But good result in the end.
Yeah, I can't complain about that because, like you said, I don't think I was the quickest. I thought fifth or fourth would be my best result, but luckily penalties counted in my favor as well.
Yeah, and Vino racked up a few, which saw him drop from second to behind you and Quinton, unfortunately. And of course, you two had big battles last week, and that might actually also potentially see his championship leads drop as well.
Yeah, it's gonna be very close actually.
It was only 8 points, of course, after round 1 between you and him.
And I had a couple of battles with Vino and with Quinton after he had his bump of whatever. And the little battle I had with Kimi didn't last long because he was with much fresher tires and he had
Kimi was
anyway,
on the go. Kimi didn't stay behind anybody for long, to be honest.
Exactly, so I thought, let me just, I'm not going to make it too hard because he's not my main competition. It's the F1 drivers that's my main competition.
And
so let me rather save the time, let him go and concentrate on the other ones.
But you really fancied those SAF1 boys and you really got in amongst them.
Yeah, they're quick boys. The one that actually dropped me a bit of Vino's space is where me and Quentin battled.
That's it.
And he felt he did an unfair move when he pushed me a little bit off the track.
Yes, and he gave it back to you.
But then Jeff told me I need to give him the position back, so I had to slow down.
Yeah, and then he slowed down again as well.
That was about 5 seconds in one lap, you extra.
No. Yeah, dropped now because of all that slowing down thanks to Jeff being all weirdo and what. But yeah, no, well done there by Quentin, realizing he pushed you off, backing off, and then into the next corner he also backed off just to make sure you keep that position, and then he started again.
I wasn't going to contribute to this interview. I was just going to sit here quietly, but since my teammate won, I have to say I contributed to that in some way. Okay,
You did.
because I made no effort at keeping him behind. If that was anybody else, I could have been very ugly.
And when I got past you, you managed to keep the outs behind you for a little while.
I was following you. I was staying in DRS and I was able to follow you because you were on the mediums and I was on the softs. So I was able to follow you for a while until I made a crucial error. And then I got up out of my rig in disgust and disqualification happened.
And not anybody really fought their teammates, because even at SAF1, the guys allowed their teammates to come past. I just think it was RQR really that they didn't mind battling each other. But yeah, RQR living up to expectations as well, to be honest, must be said. But anyway, I must say I really enjoyed it. Lots of action in the beginning. Also good close racing. Quentin was running with it. Yeah, he had a blinder at the start, and just unfortunately that misfortune that saw him give up. But again, second week in a row, still the only team to finish all 3 drivers. So only team with a 100% streak of seeing all the drivers at the finish line at the end. And you will also be happy to know, Maverick, that your team also get the fastest lap.
Yes.
So extra a few points.
We're the only team that actually has 100%.
100% finishing record.
Correct. All your drivers.
Not bad because Uncle Quentin, VM legend, he actually apologized, saying no, he's messing up when we told him just keep going, you never know what happens.
Just do what you
and
do.
And they got the fastest lap.
He got the fastest lap and he brought it home in 8th. That's still good, solid points.
Exactly.
Good points. Points go all the way to 15.
Send a complimentary bottle of tequila down to Pretoria next week.
I'm just worried about these Aston boys. That team is not gelling at the moment.
Well, oh, I have so much to say and I just remembered we're on a stream. So I'm going to keep quiet. Bye.
Save it till after. Gentlemen, thank you. I really enjoyed that. Some good racing, good entertainment. I believe there was other viewers out there who also enjoyed it. Thanks for putting up the show as always. Yeah, now the next one, of course, we're one of those, well, how can I call it, upside down seasons if you like. Of course, as we all know, free street circuits in there as well. Couple of night races in there as well. And the next one, of course, not a bad track, but a bit of a topsy-turvy one. So we're off to Hungary. So, just last question there before we sign off. What do you think of Hungary? What do you think is going to happen? What's your predictions?
Well, basically it depends on setup, because if you got your setup wrong, it's a very flowy track, twisty track. So you get your rhythm wrong and your lap is done.
And it's going to pretty much be like that for a whole 100% distance.
Yeah.
Historically, I've done okay on that track, and I like it. It's not my favorite, but I quite like it. It's very satisfying when you're driving well and you get the laps right and you get your rhythm right. It's very satisfactory.
But I must say congratulations to Lion and his best supporter, Kimmy.
That's one way to put it.
Ach, dankie boys, dankie.
But guys, thank you so much, really. Thank you for the time also here with the cons, giving out your commentary. For all the viewers out there, thank you so much for viewing. Thank you for the support as always. And Mrs. Judge, thank you for keeping us busy, making sure we stay awake and stay on our Game and the Comms box. Thank you. Hopefully we see you next time. But yeah, that basically concludes proceedings here. Thanks everyone. Off to Hungary next week, same time, same place. Till then, stay safe. Take care. And we don't want lockdown 3 to come. Make sure you stay safe. Till then, cheerio.
Cheers.